He's always got a smile on his face.
I was just going to say, even more so, his energy, his smile, his love for the game, and the humility that he has was the most shocking part about being and spending some time around him.
A little bit of motion early, and Derek Dillon takes off on the jet sweep just on his passes. A Purdue transfer, really in his second year as a starter here. And incomplete.
He's playing at a high level right now.
He was 14 of 17 against BYU in week 1, and even though he didn't throw a touchdown pass, he also didn't turn it over. And a high completion percentage. Directing traffic here, and he escapes the pocket and takes off to midfield. Etling's
right scenarios and protect the football.
John David Moore is the fullback in front of Geis. Jacoby Stevens is on the field for the first time. The 18th freshman to see the field for LSU already this season. This is Darius Geis. And he takes some hard licks, but fights his way for.
We see with Darius Geis, just a counter. Got two guys pulling for him. He bounces outside with the athleticism and this controlled anger as he knows how to finish.
They're going to overload the right side with KJ Malone. And they're going to run straight ahead with Geis. And that's the first.
To the left as the defense adjusts.
And Canada, the far right of that picture with the highlighter. Came in after a great season at Pitt. Play action. Etling looking deep. End zone shot. Touchdown LSU, and Drake
providing late pressure there from the linebacker in the secondary with White and Battle.
So a turnover on downs. And Etling looking deep. He's throwing into coverage, and it's still caught. What a play on the ball by Stephon Sullivan.
Big guy like that.
And Ogeron told us we're looking for some playmakers outside. Here's Darius Geis. He's able to rip off a
chemistry with Etling and his young receivers.
Chark's at the top of the formation. Etling will give it to Geis again. Geis spins his way towards the goal line. He is down.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 5.
Williams in motion. Geis shuffles his feet, ducks his head, and ducks into the end.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 5 on the offense. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Williams in the backfield now for LSU as Darius Geis gets a breather. That's Foster Morrow shifting out of the tight end spot. In motion for Jacoby Stevens. Play action again. Etling wants a deep one. Crossing route. There's the freshman Stevens. His first catch.
But that's an answer, right? They didn't bite on the deep one, so you got something running underneath this time.
Here's Darrell Williams. Past midfield. You kind of starlight, star bright. Yeah, I got it too. Second down and 3. The senior Williams with another opportunity here. Flag on the play. Williams motoring over people. He's in his hometown.
Holding, number 78 on the offense.
Williams did that with a big game against Missouri last year for $130. Etling is going to uncork another deep down the sideline. Caught for another LSU first.
Accurate of a ball from Etling. Really impressed with his accuracy downfield.
Here's a toss to Williams. Gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. No gain.
It's to make those throws. He has no limitations tonight.
Second down 10. Etling pulls it back and will run. You're into quarterback now.
And seeing him push the ball downfield tonight, it's a different guy.
On 3rd and 8. Checking and chased. And Etling will throw it away. And Matt Canada's got
intentional grounding, number 16 on the offense.
They already have 3 this season. And here's some of that LSU shifting and motion. Darius Geis has been bottled up, but no longer. Trying to split the safeties, and he lost his footing on the spin move.
Matt Canada has been preaching, trust the track. Darius Geis has the ability to bounce outside all the time, but trust the blocking scheme. Look at the patience there, waiting for J.D. Moore to get his block, and then it opens up. And that's
what offense, guys like J.D. Moore and Foster Morrow. And here's the jet sweep for Russell Gage with a hurdle. Down to the 6. Russell Gage just went right over the top of Kareem Moore at 5'11". Here's Geis. plenty of Navy shirts around him, and they stop him for no.
5 different pieces after his O-line didn't get enough push on that play.
See if they get it here to the right side. Gage slips through into the end zone for an LSU touchdown. So Danny Etling out of the shotgun. LSU turning this one into a laugher here in the first half. With Gage blocking, he floats it to the outside, complete to Russell Gage.
His drive down, put points on the board. They throw an interception. It has been all LSU from that point on.
Gage with a stutter step. We've got flags.
False start on the offense. All 11 players were not set prior to the snap.
Etling, incomplete. Trying to find Morrow in motion. Blitz coming. Etling evades it, goes over the middle, too much for Chuck. He continued to play in low-scoring, tight games against the likes of Alabama. You can't go into a game like that without a kicker.
Yeah, you hope it never comes down to that, but when it does, you got to have a guy you can trust and lean on.
Here's Darius Gage. You can lean on this dude all night long, and he gets taken down.
Blocking scheme and then allowing your athleticism to take over to break those big runs.
He led the SEC in rushing last year, despite only being the featured back in 5 out of LSU's 12 games. Gage has 11 carries and 2 touchdowns tonight. Carry number 12.
KJ Malone, the left tackle on tackle over here. And look at the space. 2 gaps open there. Running to the strong side. Get to the ball with tempo.
Malone, a graduated senior. Back to play again for this LSU team. Etling looking down the sideline. He's going to lob it on a wheel route to Gage, who never saw it.
That's a dude right there. You just know it as soon as you see him, the way he operates.
He's a freshman All-America playing out at Arizona State. 6 picks was an ASU freshman record. Here comes pressure on Etling. He gets it away into the hands of DJ Chark.
Extremely talented guy, no matter what roster, what team, what division or conference he's playing in.
Here's Russell Gage on the jet sweep. Hey, let's go back to this play real quick to do.
Yeah, right here what you're seeing is the jet sweep is working to the right, and actually the line is blocking to the left. They're in the same direction as the jet sweep, but the Canada offense, as a lot of offenses are starting to do, does a little different. So the linebackers are going to react to the offensive line movement one way, and they hand it to the jet sweep, creating space, going the opposite.
And now 2nd and 7, and it's Darius Gage. So we were talking with offensive coordinator Matt Canada yesterday, the book on the fly offense, and he said, listen, Coach Speckman hates it. We call it the jet sweep. He wants us to call it the fly. Is it Mark Speckman was born without any hands? 3rd and 3 now. Etling play action. Couple of crossing routes, nothing doing, and Etling will throw it away.
And trees that you come from. Canada just one example of that. That philosophy coming from a long, long time before.
And now 4th and 3 for Danny Etling and LSU. And a swing out to Gage, who had come in motion a moment ago. And he got to Wisconsin, and Brett Bielema said, we don't want tempo. Find another way to get an advantage on the defense, and that's where all the shifts and motions came through. Here's Gage to the left side, strong side of that line, and he finds a way to eke through between the mock jerseys. And the 12th play of the drive.
Big emphasis by Canada on first downs in the red zone. Got to get a positive play, your first attempt in the red zone.
So give it to Gage. He does just that inside the 5.
Yes, after last week in ball control, and you still get the same effect as tempo.
This is Darrell Williams, and he punches it in for an LSU touchdown. He is on the precipice of greatness and what would be an enormous paycheck at the next level. Here he is, perhaps chasing down what could be a Heisman season.
The best compliment to obviously what a talent he is on the field.
He considers himself, and he's got a lot of help throughout his life. And just a junior in college right now, Etling wants to go deep again. And over the top of the coverage, Chark got it. Wow, what a
scary compliment to obviously having Darius Gage in the backfield.
3rd catch for 103 yards. They go power on the left side of the line. Here's Darrell Williams dancing his way to the 15 to put a bow on this Chattanooga. They're going big on the left side as LSU. Williams again inside the 10, lowers his head and carried dudes down to the 2.5. That's Gage in motion, and here's Williams again. And Williams is in again. New quarterback in the game for the Tigers. It's Miles Brennan, the freshman from Long Beach, Mississippi. He hands off to Nick Brossette. And Brossette, with a stiff arm, takes it past mid.
And it's kind of half in right now. He got in the game against BYU last week, and he went 9 straight. Helps that ball carry, helps you be more accurate. I mean, he has some tools. Obviously, he's growing to his body a little bit. He's probably a little lighter than they would like, but boy, is he talented.
The question
in football, but also say he's got that it factor. So the fact that he is not playing, and this is so firmly Danny Etling's job, is just a testament to how
visiting his school shortly thereafter and went, oh, this is the dude Favre was telling me about. Yeah, we should be recruiting this guy. Gage fumbles it on the exchange on the jet sweep. It'll go as a negative play.
At any night.
Yeah, that's a good night. Here comes pressure from Chattanooga. The freshman Brennan had one. See if we can get it back on 3rd and 17. A little sloppy here late in the game. Gage had that fumble and then the dropped perhaps 6. Brennan will take off with it. And a beautiful slot.
East Louisiana, you're going to have a nickname. Ask him what his nickname was. Rougarou, he says. And you could see Ed Orgeron's eyes just sort of light up. And he says, boy, can you imagine you get a sack in LSU in Tiger Stadium and the crowd starts chanting, Rougarou, Rougarou.
The Cajun Sasquatch. He said it's one of those monsters that a Cajun might be afraid of, but you never really see. You just that monster under your bed kind of thing is how he described it. A little bit late on the crossing. Asked me what a Rougarou is before that meeting. I would have guessed it would be something that Ben McDonald's family is serving up at their tailgate, and it would probably be a dessert.
I mean, I listened to a lot of TR.
Miles Brennan under center for LSU, and he'll hand it off to Nick Brossette. We're talking about they needed to find a bat that was just 1 inch shorter. So Jack Marucci went into the shed in his backyard and carved his son a wooden bat. That was the first of thousands, and it spawned the Marucci. Eduardo Perez in 2003. Jack and Eduardo knew each other from their time at Florida State, and he showed Eduardo what he had been doing. And he played here, now involved in the company, and that thing is incredible. In fact, President Bush sent Jack Marucci a letter, and it said, the story of your company. We'll use it to help the Red Sox to their 2004 World Series. By the way, that one was stamped with the initials BC. Insist on having as a quarterback with your football that you just can't do without in terms of quality leather.
The synthetic laces are awful. So it's got to be true grain leather as the laces, and it's got to be the girth of the ball is really important. You can't have a thin ball. It doesn't spin as well. The thicker the ball, the easier it.
They're going to go unbalanced to the left side again. That time it's Toby Weathersby. And as this LSU team prepares to face Mississippi State last week, they're dealing with.
You have to do a ton of prep as a quarterback to prepare for that type of defense. So Etling's going to have his hands full prepping for not just a talented defense, but a very complex one as well.
Brennan has it batted down.
You need defenders with their hand on the ground, and it can be tricky. And with all the movement that Matt Canada and LSU are going to do up front before the football is snapped, recognition is going to be critical in that game next week.
Great penetration up front. Yeah, Jolie Dunn would stand 2 guys.
Shoulder gets healthy. That's a scary thought, let alone the offensive side of the ball has looked great with the receivers that stepped up tonight. Etling